ह्या हातूंच्यान आमी दिवपाचो प्रयत्न करतले. अनएम्प्लॉयमेंटाक सोल्युशन्स आसा, एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी लोकांची वाडोवपाचे मुद्दे हातून आमी मेन्शन केल्ले आसा. शेड्यूल्ड ट्रायबा खातीर स्पेशल डेव्हलपमेंट फंड 300 कोटीचो दर वर्साक हो अलॉट जातलो तांचे अपलिफ्टमेंट करपा खातीर. अर्बन एरियात ज्यो डिकेन वता, गार्बेज आसत, अन्य सुविधा आसत, पूण 2000 कोटीचो सिटीज आनी अर्बन एरियात 5 वर्साचो मास्टर प्लान आमी हे केल्ले आसा, मेन्शन केल्लो आसा. 5 वर्सान 1250 कोटी रुपया टुरिझम रिलेटेड क्लस्टर्स, म्हणजे टुरिस्ट कोस्टल टुरिझम जो आसा, टुडे इट इज इन शॅम्बल्स, त्या सगळ्या भागात 1250 कोटी रुपया 5 वर्सान इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर हाचेर खर्च करपाचो भितर प्लान आसा. त्या शिवाय वैयक्तीक वेगवेगळ्या ग्रुपांक भारतीय जनता पक्षान काही सुविधा सध्याची परिस्थिती तकलेन धरून भितर ह्या हातून दिल्ल्यो आसा. तुमकां ते सगळे पॉयंट मेळटले. हांव तुमकां विनंती करता की तुमी ते बुलेट पॉयंटूय पळया, मेन मॅनिफेस्टोय पळया, आनी तुमकां जर ताजेर कितें प्रश्न सवाल कितें करपाचे आसत जाल्यार विचारूंक शकता. एक मातशीशी बरी खबर तुमकां हांव मॅनिफेस्टोची सांगता, जी तुमकां आवडटली. शेवटच्या पानाचेर सेकंड लास्ट हाजेर एक महत्वाचे थर्ड पॉयंट, जनरल कॅटेगरीन लास्ट पेज इज एन इम्पॉर्टंट कमिटमेंट. फायनान्शियल असिस्टन्स स्कीम विल बी इम्प्लिमेंटेड टू असिस्ट द मीडिया financially on a long-term basis and implement scales as recommended by the wage board for journalists. Journalists also will be provided insurance cover. कारण मीडिया वो कितलो कॉम्पिटिटिव्ह आणि फायनान्शियली डिझास्टर्स डिस्ट्रॉय जाणारी हे जाल्ली आसा कॉम्पिटिशनामुळे. हे खबर असल्यामुळे हाका एक दिस इज नॉट समथिंग विच इज अ शॉर्ट टर्म solution. It will be a long term solution where we will ensure that media thrives. The idea is to ensure that the media can support itself and the scheme will be impartial of the color of the media. It is not going to treat media separately based on its the natural thinking of that particular newspaper, print media or electronic media. I have told you everything. तुमकां कितें विचारपाचें आसा विचारपाक हरकत. आय एम व्हेरी क्लियर. आय सेड दॅट बीजेपी, यू रीड एज्युकेशन listed under education. If you read it very clearly, BJP subscribes to the universal scientific principle of primary education in mother tongue. Grant in aid accordingly will be released to primary level, 1st to 4th standard, with medium in regional languages. So I think the first part is very clear. The second part arises out of the legal battle which is going on the High Court. There is a certain section which believes that they should have the right to decide the medium of instruction of their ward. We have no objection to it. The question is not right of parent to select the medium. The question is whether government should give grants to a particular this. But at the same time, because of faulty problem which Congress government has created, there are number of schools and probably thousands of students who are studying in English medium are in problem. We are giving a very categorical assurance that this issue will be amicably resolved. How is not a point which I have put here, but the first thing we will do is get them on the table, talk to them, work out a solution without sacrificing the basic Bharatiya Janata Party's viewpoint. And that is why we have said it is not BJP's viewpoint. It is a scientific and universal principle. It is not my viewpoint. So I go by experts. I go by knowledge of experts and not by political motivation. Promised many times when political parties decide something and start taking action, they are also blamed to be vindictive. So So that is why I have made it very clear, within 100 days I will ensure Lok Ayukta functional. All such cases will be handed over to Lok Ayukta for necessary action with all the powers. In fact, I would welcome immediately after election, if people decide to give us the mandate, you may please suggest from whose side what are the aspects you want in Lok Ayukta to make it totally transparent, effective and functional. I will take that quick suggestion from various organizations, NGOs and anyone who can give, and we'll try to implement and Lok Ayukta within 100 days, which will be independent authority on corruption, and it will be the authority which will look into all these allegations which we are making. It will take action. So let the action be also impartial. Let it be by law, but let it be impartial. So there is no pointing fingers that you are taking political agenda of yours to settle scores.
My point was not a political agenda. My point was, you have in the past, I think your central leaders and you yourself have in the past,
I am very sure,
categorically blamed Kamath for illegal mining.
Yes.
So will you ensure that you take your accusations to a logical conclusion?
obviously, that is why I said they will be referred to Lok Ayukta for necessary action, and I am very clear that necessary documents which are there in government file will be enough to prosecute them.
I think if I can join in here, there is a model of governance of UPA which is only of victimization, and there is a model of the BJP. Certainly action will be taken, but action will be taken in a fair, just and reasonable manner by the mechanism of Lok Ayukta. Goa today stinks because of illegal mining. We know that. Legal mining is permissible. Therefore, if this government has encouraged that loot of public wealth, certainly it will be investigated and appropriate course as suggested and decided by Lok Ayukta shall be done.
Of royalty will be used for infrastructure. Do you propose to increase this royalty? Because the royalty which was received in the last year, around 950 crore to 1,000 crore, is not even 1% of the profits made by the mining companies. 11,000 crores was a profit last year. Bjpgoa itself made profits of 4,100 crores.
Correct.
So do you propose to increase the royalty?
The 1957 mining rate.
Point here is again the polluter pay. Where is that?
I will put it. Everything of mining policy on the manifesto. For point number 1 about royalty, 1957 Mining Concession and Regulation Act is a central act where royalty is fixed by central government, and therefore directly touching royalty is not within the changing royalty is not within the state government's authority. So we will definitely recommend to central government that this royalty percentage has to be increased, and I would request Ravi Shankar Prasad ji to push it with central government for purpose of increasing the royalty. The 60% concept, I am not talking about the amount of royalty, but 60% concept is when these areas, 8 constituencies are suffering, and state government is collecting around 1200 crores on this mining, not 900, around 1200 crores on this mining. I feel that around 700-800 crore deserve to go back to these areas to maintain their infrastructure. They should get better potable water, they should get better power, they should have roads without dust. Now, where polluter pay concept will be also enforced to improve the revenues, like green cess, which Mr. Digambar Kamath proposed in 2009, would be imposed, if not in 2009, in 2012. So we will definitely get money, and even the mining corridor which I have proposed, the money will be ultimately collected from the user. So polluter pays principle will be definitely enforced. I cannot put up every detail of this principle into the manifesto, but I assure you that that will definitely be enforced. One good thing which I am pleased to announce, that one of the first priority on infrastructure would be Corona Kalvi Bridge, where yesterday the tragedy has taken place, and I promise that by December, January, the bridge should be near ready, or at least